I'm really excited about the Slovenian IIT in May of 2019. I think it's May 20th through 27th. The reason I'm particularly excited is because there's an opportunity for 10 days for people from a variety of different countries to come together and start exploring how do we live in community in ways where people receive respect, where people receive care, where people can find ways of living together where their gifts can flourish. And during the 10-day intensive training, it's an opportunity to meet new friends and meet new colleagues, and to ask for and request the type of learning that you're wanting to experience. So during that time, there will be opportunities to attend workshops about nonviolent communication, which is a process that Marshall Rosenberg developed during the civil rights movement in the United States. And he's taken that process around the world. It's a way for people to explore what really matters to people in this culture, in any culture. It's an opportunity for people to explore what do they care about and where do they want to put their energy on this earth. And it's part of that, how do we actually live together? How do we live in community? How do we listen to each other deeply so that we hear the heart, the needs, what's important to people? How do we express ourselves in ways that others might be able to hear? Ways that people might be able to hear without blame, without criticism, without judgment? And how do I inspire other people to join me to create a world where there's peace, a world where conflicts are resolved without violence, that we resolve conflicts through dialogue, a world where people are fed, a world where people have medical care?
Do you want to say something about who you are? What you...
I first learned about NVC about 15 years ago. And like many people, came to NVC because there was pain in my life with a particular relationship. And I wanted to figure out why. There was so much love there, why was there also so much pain? And as I heard Marshall talking about his experiences, I started to understand why there was difficulty in that relationship. And then I started to understand why maybe there was difficulty in other parts of the world and how we're trying to deal with the painful places of our existence. And the more and more I discovered about it, the more and more I started to come alive. The more I started to get in touch with what really matters to me and to find ways to live what matters to me, ways to live my values. And then I started going into prisons and exploring that question with the inmates who were there. What were their hopes and dreams for the world? Why had they chosen the strategies that they chose? And how could they choose differently now so that they could get needs met in ways that didn't hurt themselves or other people? I started exploring that in schools. How do we educate in a way so that we start to learn and our children start to learn about how to put our energy toward a world where people can thrive, where there's peace, where they can flourish? I started exploring in companies and nonprofit organizations, how can we use our time efficiently and effectively? And how can we use it in a way so that the very things that we're trying to contribute to the world actually happen? How can we use our resources in ways on this planet that's more equitable? And so I've continued this journey in collaboration with colleagues, people from all over the world, to try to figure out how do we create the kind of world that we want to live in.
And what about using nonviolent communication in intimate partnerships and families? Could you say something about that?
Yes, absolutely. I do have a lot of hope for the world that if we could just bring more connection into families, that children would grow up differently. They would grow up knowing their own worth and their own value. Somehow be connected to their own non-negotiable self-worth. And I'm wanting that for children so they can grow and so that they can thrive. I'm wanting that for the adults in the family so that they can have a sense of connection and come into partnership with one another in ways that that partnership helps both of them become fully who they are. It helps them collaborate in ways that are sweet and nourishing and powerful and strong as well. And so to explore possibilities at the IIT for ways to bring those skills into families, skills of deep listening, skills of making clear requests so that there's clarity on how we can move and change in this family, what agreements we want to make, what to do with conflict, what to do with a no, what to do with yes. That's what I'm excited about.